Switch it. Go ahead and switch it to him. I mean, switch it to me. Yeah, we're gonna start off like that.
All right, we're live everywhere.
We are live, man. We're live. We're live. Let some people get in here. Well, hey, y'all already know we're on the chase and the catch. Totally uncut perspectives. Just keeping it real, letting people know what's going on, not just here, but all over the world, man. And so I'm excited about being here. A lot of people, they talking about Trump, talking about what's going on and all that. We're not gonna go that way tonight. We're going a whole different total way. We're talking about the industry, music, getting started in the music industry, how it was back then, how it is now, how you can break different albums, how things could go viral, and bootleg and different stuff. How we used to try to come up, bootleg. I used to bootleg some stuff back in the day. But hey, we got somebody that is the bootleg king. They call him Chickenwing. The bootleg king. He's gonna be here, and matter of fact, he already here. I had to get him all the way down from Chicago, man. You know what I'm talking about? All the way down from Chicago, man. So y'all welcome none other than Chickenwing, the bootleg king, man. I'm letting him introduce himself, man.
Yeah, chicken. Some people call me the bootleg king, but I just kind of did what I did back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I got back history. Born and raised in Chicago, I was at the beginning of a lot of, the early on Chicago, the careers of, Kanye and, things like that in Chicago and, parts of the Goon Squad, which is Bump J and, that era. Then moving forward, the start of the big crunk movement down in Atlanta, I was heavy with that too, So a lot of my history come with, the early 2000s hip hop industry,
Yeah. So what would you say one of the, and we're gonna jump right into it.
Okay,
we're gonna jump right into it. And y'all keep in mind, if y'all got any questions, I got my boy Johnny back there. What up, Johnny?
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Yeah, I got my boy Johnny back there. So if y'all got any questions, any comments, y'all definitely let me know. So my boy Johnny can, let us know. And we'll answer the questions unless we dodge. We might be dodging some stuff tonight. Ain't no telling.
Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling.
So, man, I want you to paint us a picture how the industry was back then. Back then. I know when I was growing up, in Fort Worth and all that, man, we didn't it wasn't a whole bunch of I could say trying to break an album. Most of the time when it came down here, it was already broke, but what was the difference back then, in Chicago, trying to break an album?
Chicago was a tough market to break in. And back then it was real hard. I mean, I watched the struggles of, like I say, Kanye. I watched the struggles of even Common. You know what I'm saying? Common had to go to New York to really get on before, anything. Like Chicago was, a no-fly zone. It was like, oh, we like the little brothers of New York. It's like we got all these New York rappers. Like, wow, we got to go to Chicago to find one. You see what I'm saying? So, it was rough. Then, early 2000s with the mixtape era, that was even rough too. Like it was hard to first and foremost, like mixtapes really was a New York thing. Mm-hmm. I heard an interview Cameron say that Dipset was the first to really do mixtapes. And I kind of think it's right, but I don't think that's exactly right because I think it was the Locks. Yeah. The Locks was really doing it first, but it was more so like the rapping over other people's beats type stuff like that,
Because I know back then mixtapes was different than what we call mixtapes now. Mixtapes then, some people would rap over other people's beats.
Right. That was a form.
Okay, because now mixtapes, I think they be doing rapping over your own beats and putting them all on a kind of, it's almost like an album. So what was the difference in between?
So there was like this, like it's mixtapes, then it was like the compilation CDs, or then it was like what they call in mixtapes now, like you say, is like, just not a formal album.
Got
Not a formal album, but a mixtape. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So, but like I say, like I'm almost for certain that Locks was before Dipset when it came to mixtapes, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what was your involvement at that time? Like, what did you have to, if you released if you released to say it?
So like I said, mixtapes was a New York thing.
Mm-hmm.
Locks, Dipset, you know what I'm saying? And you had like, all other guys in in New York who was throwing out stuff trying to get buzz or whatever. But somebody had to get these albums, these mixtapes from New York to other markets in the streets and distribute them so they could build up the buzz to get signed or charge for a feature or get ringtones, because that's what it really was all about. Making money without being signed or having enough buzz to get signed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what I did, basically, I was one of the main avenues to get the sound of the street mixtapes from wherever it was to other parts of the country to establish the buzz.
Oh,
so
wow.
you could be like, hey, we got a buzz in the Midwest, in Chicago and Ohio and in Detroit, but it started in New York, but we had to get it to and fro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was a part of moving it to and fro. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So what was some of the hardest thing to deal with at that time? Like what was the hardest thing to deal with?
I mean, it wasn't really that hard. I mean, hell, the police was a problem.
So so you didn't really have a lot of opposition.
I had, so, and that's what's weird, because so many people always looked at the bootlegger like the bad guy. But then there was other people who looked at the bootlegger as the good guy, because it was doing free promo and free publicity and press for these artists. You know what I'm saying? So, it was some artists, I'm not gonna name them, who did, try to contest that. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, they realized, like, hey, it worked for Mike. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it'll work for me. And then, they benefited from it on the back end. But, we did get a little resistance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, a lot of resistance. But
Yeah, you're gonna keep that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Now I know you're working on some stuff as well.
Right.
Are you released to say what you're working on? Can you at least go give us you ain't got to go into all the details, but give us a little snippet of what you got going on.
Okay, so I have a documentary that we've been working on, and it's been in production for a few months now. You know what I'm saying? It'll be the start of the mixtape era into how it started in New York and the route which it moved and how it switched from New York hip hop, and how it shows how Atlanta took over, in some people's opinion, hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And some people's philosophy, like, Atlanta being the king for the last 15 years or 20 years or whatever, how that happened through the mixtape game. You know what I'm saying? So documentary on me and how that worked out, to start with my early life, and the New York scene, Chicago scene, then Atlanta scene, early 2000s. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And what was the before we go to a commercial break as well, how did the DJ play a part in that? Because I know now, me and my boy Johnny, we work close hand in hand together on some stuff. And just to see how he moved the crowd, man, it's still amazing to me. You know what I'm saying? When to play, the time and to play it. So doing that, I know you had to probably work with a lot of DJs. So how did that work out?
So that's funny you say that, because I was a DJ too, but I wasn't a club DJ. I was a cyber DJ. I owned a chat room. This chat room had, at any given time could have, a couple thousand people in there from all over the world who was being exposed to this music that we was bootlegging in the streets online. This was before the internet was huge, because, like 98, 99, 2000, like that, Questlove Roots had a chat site. Well, it was a blog chat site type deal called OK Player.
Mm-hmm.
OK Player was for up and coming and artists and music to preview music and stuff like that. But we moved from that form in OK Player into another server called Pow Talk chat room that we would have live DJ, live video. This is before Facebook. This is like Facebook in 2000. Imagine that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, the DJ played a lot, but the bootleggers was DJs too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna dive into it a little bit more, man,
Okay.
but we're gonna let Johnny go to commercial, and then once we get back from commercial, we're gonna get into it and talk about back then all the way up into now. Then we're gonna also, Johnny, right after this commercial, we're gonna let you say what you got going on, like a West Jackson and all that.
Okay. All right.
Am I the only one that didn't know how transformative sound can be? Why are there not more people talking about how crucial audio quality is for any space? I remember the day I walked into a church, filled with hope and expectation, only to be met with echoes and muffled sounds. The pastor's voice struggled to reach the back rows and the congregation was lost in a sea of confusion. That's when it hit me. Sound is the soul of any gathering place. Every club, school, and hotel deserves clarity and connection. Yet so many buildings suffer from poor audio-visual integration. With DS Sounds, we ensure high-quality equipment is installed seamlessly before the walls even go up. We save you time and money so you can focus on what truly matters, creating a space where voices are heard and spirits are lifted. Let's transform your venue into a masterpiece of sound together. Because when sound is right, everything else falls into place.
All right, y'all. Welcome back, man. I am Johnny Judah, man. DJ Fort Worth DJ, DFW DJ. I'm gonna let you know where I'm at this week. Wednesday, it's the same schedule. If you know who I am, you already know where I'm gonna be. On Wednesdays, I'm at West Jacks from 8 to midnight. R&B vibes. We grown, we sexy. We smoke our cigars. We have our drinks. We do our thing. Y'all come check us out, man. Me and Anthony, What's Up 817 group is hosting that out there at West Jacks Cigars of Spirit, 1708 8th Street in Fort Worth in the Medical District. Thursday, karaoke. We got Blitz Lounge over on Matlock in South Arlington. We'll be out there from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Friday, we'll be at the Daiquiri Lounge. I'm at the Daiquiri Lounge in Fort Worth. I'll be out there from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. We're going to be doing a little karaoke. Little grown folks, Southern Soul, a little this, a little that. Saturday, private event. If you don't know about it, then too bad. We'll catch you next time. Sunday, I'll be at 21 Cigar Lounge, man. We're doing a meetup of What's Up 817 meetup. What's up to my boy Anthony Gray? Going to be doing it out there. I think that's from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So y'all come out there and smoke a stick with us, man, and chill with us. Once again, this is Johnny Judah, man, DFW's DJ, man. Holla at me, man. I'm on all social platforms. Johnny Judah on TikTok. It's Judahfoo, ITSJUDAHFOO. It's
That's
Judahfoo.
my boy Johnny. Yeah, boy. I'm telling you, be rocking it, man. He be killing it, man. So now that we back, man, tell us, man, what made you want to do a documentary? I know that's challenging. I'm in video editing, man. I do that myself, so I know that's challenging. But what made you really want to decide to do a documentary?
Well, I kind of got forced into it, man. So funny story, because of the history that I have in Chicago and the music, and I come from, like I say, the music and the fashion side of Chicago too, as well. Right before the pandemic, I think it was 18, in the 18, top of 19. They were starting, the Savages and all that was starting to do the R. Kelly documentary. They was, the producers was, trying to gather all the stuff that they need to do to do that. So one of the people they reached out to for the interview for that documentary was me. They reached out to me because they knew I had a history with R. Kelly and the music and shit. So they was like, we're looking for people to come in and do interviews about R. Kelly and make it as muddy and as murky as possible. And I'm like, why are you reaching out to me for? You know what I'm saying? They just like, your name popped up. We just ran it across, running across, you see what you want to do. I declined. A couple of reasons I declined. One, my statute of limitation wasn't expired for what I had been doing, you know what I'm saying, in the mixtape game. Because I was active in 2012.
Yeah.
Y'all reaching out to me in 2018. I mean, I'm only 6 years in.
Yeah.
So that, on top of the fact that it's like, you know, I'm not that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all want to do some R. Kelly dirty stuff, man, y'all go play in the streets with that. I'm a street dude. So 3, so let me tell you about the 3. So when they came to me, they was like, well, hey, you know, we want to do it. The money wasn't what I was accustomed to.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, when I told them no, they called me back about 2 weeks later, and then they threw across the table that they had John Legend. Like, they try to use John Legend as a nightcrawler on a hook to reel me in, you know what I'm saying? So I knew it was flawed already, you know what I'm saying? Like that, you know what I'm saying? So it was just so after that, you know, ended or whatever, and I was like, well, damn, you know, I could probably do my own thing or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Then my statute of limitation was coming to an end. COVID came in, and it really gave me time to sit and think, like, do I really want to do this? And if I do this, how would I do this? So during the pandemic, I was able to, you know, kind of map it all out and piece it together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So you was definitely one of the intricate pieces of the puzzle. I know you.
When it comes to Chicago music and fashion, I was definitely there.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, like I say, when it comes to music, the breaking, because when Kanye was trying to get broke or whatever, you know, it was more people that was up under that umbrella. The umbrella was big. If Kanye made it, so many people would, you know, benefit from it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, personal friends of mine would too. You know, my boy Keys O'Kane. Shout out to Keys O'Kane. You know, like in GLC, which, you know, and Warren, which is really dope. You know, these people, you know, would benefit. These was friends of mine, you know what I'm saying, that would benefit had Kanye kick the door in, Rhyme Fest, you know, things like that, you know.
Oh, okay, that's cool, man. So being in the industry and you seeing that, now you say, I'm gonna go ahead and do my documentary. Did you get any backlash, or have anybody gave you any backlash about doing your documentary on that?
I haven't really got any backlash. I'm not getting that much support, as much support as I feel like
Why are you not getting that support?
I don't know why I'm not. I mean, I know, but I don't know. I don't. I mean, I can't really speak.
If you had liberty to say it, what you think it is? If you can, say it without saying it.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna say it. I feel like, you know, so much has been accomplished over the years. You know, so many great things has happened from the last 20 years, you know, and people just, you know, feel as though that part of their life is over and done with. You know what I'm saying? Like we passed that, you know, but by me not jumping on that ship, it's like, yo, hold on real quick.
That's part of the foundation.
So I'm basically chasing the running car, the speeding car. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they like Chickenwing. Why you want to talk about that, man?
Yeah, I got it. But I understand you don't throw. One of my sins, you don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. This was your foundation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know.
And if this is the foundation, I think we need to go back to those old ways, the old landmarks, and expose some of it. And, you know.
So like I say, I've been, you know, talking about shooting this documentary since COVID, you know, 2021. I never really jumped off the fence with it, but now that they see that I'm really active with it and we are actually producing and, you know, in production with it or whatever, I think that they are coming around, but they just don't know the form yet. They're like, okay, he's serious about this. They're like, okay, so what angle is he gonna take? You know what I mean?
You know, everybody getting exposed in here. Everybody getting exposed and stuff now, so they gotta be real. Yeah, you gotta be real careful on that. So what would you say? I know the digital market probably changed a lot of that. Mm. So from back then to now, what do you feel is the major change? And how did it affect you?
So my major change with the digital came in with KP and there's like KP Live Mixtapes and thatpiff.com. When they remember those?
Yeah.
So when they came, that's when, you know, our business kind of flipped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because now we sharing the market with a digital, you know, with a digital platform. So it's like 50-50. It's like 50%. and that depended on your, what type of money you was making, your age demographic, if you were still getting physical CDs or if you was going digital. You know what I'm saying? So that was about. We really felt that pinch kick in like 2009.
Okay.
With like, that Piff, because they was doing free mixtapes.
Yeah.
Like free.
Yeah.
Like, we were making $30,000 a week some weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
$40,000 a week. The dude I just saw an interview where he did with No Jumper, Adam 22. He said he was making $30,000 a month at the highest point. Like what
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
So
and I definitely understand it because I used to own a studio out in Fort Worth.
Okay.
So a lot of artists used to come through there. Mm-hmm. And matter of fact, right on the side of it, we had a bootlegging shop.
Okay.
So
you seen?
Yeah, so I seen. Yeah, they had a bootlegging shop right on the side of the studio. Mm-hmm. They come in, but they were selling more of the bootlegs
than the official.
Than the official. But what was a trip? Now I don't know if you can vouch for it on just wink your left eye or not. Mm-hmm. But one guy came in, he was like, say, man, I need you to do something for me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what you talking about? He was like, man, this track that you done, you know what I'm saying? I need you to get that out there. And I said, what you mean get it out there? That's your job to put, you know what I'm saying? To put that out there. He said, nah, I need you to go ahead and, and find a way to get that out there.
Yeah, man.
And I'm like, he said, well, here. And I'm like, well, what is this? And he paying me to actually, you know what I'm saying? To kind of, so it kind of changed the game a little bit. But, me, especially at that time, I'm like, hey, that's a good little old lick. I ain't got to do nothing. And you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, but everybody thought that it was leaked, but it really wasn't leaked.
Ooh.
He just.
Right. I mean, in my documentary, 2005, there was an issue with, Jeezy. He left his album, his debut album, the TN-103, in the studio. He left it in the studio when somebody took this CD and put it out there. You know what I'm saying? So after this, so Jeezy, okay, he done basically dropped his wallet in a crowded room full of dudes and gonna say, I'm gonna pull my guns out and see which one of y'all got my wallet. No, you're not finna just put your gun on everybody. You dropped your wallet.
Yeah.
Jeezy, you dropped your wallet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You
know what I'm saying? So there's some stuff like that happens, and then you got people who, under the table.
Okay. Yeah.
But like I say, that was his debut album. But the mixtapes before that was cool for us to have.
Gotcha.
But we didn't know that this is the one you was finna go give the Def Jam.
Right.
We just thought it was some more Jeezy songs.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you.
Now he go get the AKs and him, get the guns. Like, nigga, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? But my documentary will go actually into that story.
Gotcha.
And what happened with that situation, 2005.
Okay. Now, was you more so in Chicago area? Did you ever migrate to different areas down south, anything like that?
Right. So I started in Chicago. So the way it ran was that I was bringing music from New York to Chicago, like that. And then I switched it, and then I started bringing music from Atlanta to Chicago. But from Chicago, it gave us the Midwest, which we had vans. The vans would stretch out and, go to different smaller towns in the Midwest. And then also down in Atlanta, they would go stretch out and go to Chitlin circuits and smaller markets in the Carolinas and, deep South Georgia, down by Duval and, down in Duval, Florida, to Jacksonville. They will be everywhere, you know what I'm saying? But we started in Chicago.
Man, that's cool, man. So just an estimate. I know there's a lot of going on. I gotta get in it. Just a rough estimate, man, because the people probably want to know. Was it money in it?
We did okay. We did all right.
I'm gonna ask you, man, what kind of money? You can't reveal it yet.
No, I mean, we was so I had a spot in Chicago, Stony Island locations, like 86 in Stony Island. If you're from Chicago, you knew about the Taurus Flavors that used to be there, had been there for many years. That spot alone was, I created that spot, I built that spot. But as I started moving down south and through areas, in other parts of the country, they said that this spot was making $5 million a year.
Oh.
This was one of the spots in Chicago. This is not including the route that we had down in Atlanta and other small parts through Alabama, and even out in Dallas and Fort Worth where y'all was at, because we rode I-20 back and forth.
Yeah.
Fort Worth was the last stop. Atlanta was the first stop, and Fort Worth was the last stop.
Wow. So how did it really how did it benefit, if any? And like I said, if you can't answer it, I got it, because it may affect the documentary. So if not, then just let me know. But how was it beneficial to the artist, and how did it hurt, if any, the artist?
So I think it was all beneficial to the artist, because it took a while for them to even really, grasp the concept. Like I say, when I first started dealing with, in Chicago, I got confronted by Kanye about bootlegging his mixtape and albums. You know what I'm saying? Then after a while, it was like, oh, wait a minute, this might be working, but we can't deal with Chickenwing, on the surface. So we gotta So it took a while, and everybody, I was always on the cutting edge of all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it took a while for them to, really grasp the concept, but then they realized it was working. It helped, and then the payments came. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey man, they go 20,000. See what you could do with that, and they would give me stacks of CDs. Like, go flip through them CDs and tell me what you think about that. You know what I'm saying? So the phrase "the streets pick my single" was coined because of me. I always had the ear for what would be hot. So back when we were talking about a second ago, versus a mixtape and a compilation. Mixtape is one artist who put out, songs, whatever on a tape or whatever. Compilations will be a variety of current music on a CD. But I had to have the ability to hear what was going to be a hit through all this rubbish that they would give me, put one CD together with about 12 tracks on it and sell it and duplicate it and mass duplicate it. So I always had the ear for what was the heater.
So, but was back then though, when you did that, was that considered a mixtape or a compilation?
There would be a compilation.
Compilation. Okay,
there would be a compilation, because it would be a conglomerate of whatever or whoever I chose, or whatever songs I chose from this artist. Like the Jeezy TN103 leak or whatever. Like, I put Soul Survivor out. Like, I put out Bottom of the Map. I put out Trap Star. Like, I picked these songs from that mixtape. Well, what we thought was a mixtape, which we later found out would be the actual TN103 album. We didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was just like, oh, we got some new Jeezy songs. Okay. Well, listen to them and see what we can make a compilation of it as.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So did any other artists or anybody, actually come to you, be like, hey man, a cease and desist, but in a hood way, in a street way. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, cut it out. This is enough is enough.
I mean, so the thing about it is that once these albums got to the label, they turned into the label, it really didn't matter, because there was a label issue. Because the artists had got their money. I mean, it is, and if you ain't performing, it might drop you or whatever, but you did your job. You know what I'm saying? You made the album, you mastered it, you turned it in, you did your promo. So, it is what it is. But they was whatever, man.
Yeah. So fast forward it to now, and I know you probably hear a lot of different music now. You like,
going on
it's a lot of music now. How would you say, what's the difference between breaking the album then and breaking the album now?
Right now it's rough, man. It's hard out here for music industry, man. You got songs that's 30 seconds long. What's going on? You got a 30-second long TikTok. You're making $1 billion.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You know, man, this digital, all that viral stuff is weird, dude. Even that, the song with the ball boy. What's the ball boy? Lonzo, or not Lonzo, the other one,
Lonzo.
Jello Ball.
Yeah.
The Jello Ball track. He got this track, and everybody think he just came out and went viral. But no, there was a lot of little crap that went on before that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To make that song do what it's doing right now. Because now it's all the NBA games and all this crap, but it's different now.
Yeah. Now I know it's a lot of different artists out there, and we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. That I was talking to you one time ago about a plant, artists being planted versus the artists rising up, And so do you feel a lot of the artists right now are plant artists, or you believe they coming up from from the ground up,
I think what they're doing now is that once you get a following on social media, then they coming to you to grab you now. So if you so choose to, most people can't hold out and stay independent. And it's like, hey, you offer me, $1 million or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember when shout out my boy Derek. You know what I'm saying? He was working with Big X's Big X uncle. You know what I'm saying? I remember him working with Big X and trying to get Big X on out here in Dallas or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they moving around the city and big, deep, riding around deep or whatever, and going all across down to Atlanta and the strip clubs. He built that street buzz with Big X like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then ultimately he ended up going over to United Masters, which actually took Big X over the threshold to where he needed to be. But without that, that following like that around here or whatever, he wouldn't have had that shot at, United Masters like that to take off and become what we know as Big X the Plug. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Well, man, we're not gonna keep you all day, man. We are
just a little bit of game.
Yeah. Just giving us a little bit, man. We're gonna go to a commercial one more time. Play this, and then we're gonna hit my boy Johnny. See if we got any questions, any comments. And once again, you're live on the Chase and the Catch. If you do have any questions, you got any comments for me or my boy Chickenwing, the bootleg king, then just go ahead and ask us, and we'll get it.
Am I the only one that didn't know how transformative sound can be? Why are there not more people talking about how crucial audio quality is for any space? I remember the day I walked into a church, filled with hope and expectation, only to be met with echoes and muffled sounds. The pastor's voice struggled to reach the back rows, and the congregation was lost in a sea of confusion. That's when it hit me. Sound is the soul of any gathering place. Every club, school, and hotel deserves clarity and connection. Yet so many buildings suffer from poor audio-visual integration. With DS Sounds, we ensure high-quality equipment is installed seamlessly before the walls even go up. We save you time and money so you can focus on what truly matters, creating a space where voices are heard and spirits are lifted. Let's transform your venue into a masterpiece of sound together. Because when sound is right, everything else falls into place.
Okay.
You back.
All right. You're back, man, on the Chase and the Catch, man. Now, that's the title of the show. It's Uncut Perspective, man, the Chase and the Catch, man. So I ask all my guests that come on the show, man, what are you chasing and what are you gonna catch this year?
Man, this year we just chasing, 2024 wasn't bad, man, so, we just gonna keep it moving with 2024's motion and do 2025, timing, just life, family,
Okay. All
Hey,
right.
I'm an old man now.
You're old man?
I'm an old man
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, always sit on the couch taking a nap in the middle of the day like Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
You know, Heathcliff Huxtable
Yeah,
nap. You know,
I got you.
I'll
I
be
got,
chilling, man.
I got you. That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, I'm just messing
Yeah,
around,
you
man.
know.
I don't have that luxury yet.
Oh, man.
I don't have that luxury.
Ain't nothing
yet.
like a Heathcliff Huxtable nap in the middle of the day.
Yeah. I grab me one every once in a while. But man, once again, man, I definitely like to thank you, man, for coming out way from Chicago,
Hey,
man.
yeah,
You know,
man.
your boy had to pull.
I mean, we had a lot of history down here in North Texas too, man. You know, like I say, the route will start in Atlanta I-20 and end in Fort Worth I-20.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I-20 riding.
I-20 ride.
I-20 riding, man.
That's a cold-blooded get down.
Yeah,
man.
man.
I love it because it's the underground. It's almost like the Harriet Tubman type of deal. You know
Very
what I'm
much
saying?
so.
That you making you breaking things and you got a movement. And
Right.
a lot of people don't know the foundational stories behind a lot.
Right.
You know that go on. You know, and because I didn't venture out a lot at that time, like to Chicago and all that, but I understand the dynamics from being in Houston.
Right.
Because I deal with the guys Swisher House and all that. You know, and I understood, you know, trying to break an album, make an album pop and all that, you know, so the bootlegging and all that, you know, it was definitely down south that had a little different effect.
Right.
We was more on mixtapes, kind of putting them together, you know, putting them together in the compilation, doing a mixtape compilation almost, where it will be, you may take your hot song, somebody else take their hot song, and they put it on a compilation or something like this, almost like a compilation mixtape, and then push that mixtape.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's been here for the longest, man. You know,
it's all different forms and ways, but it's all the same, man. You know what I'm saying?
So once again, y'all, we on the chase
Right.
and the catch, man. Thank you once again
No
for
doubt,
joining us, man.
So
Tell us how to get in contact with you, man.
Definitely follow my social media because I'm an underground dude, so I don't do social media. I come from an era where social media was like, you know, a no-no. You know, it wasn't cool for you to be on social media. So you can follow me on all platforms at Wang the God. That's WANGTHEGOD. That's on IG. That's on Facebook. You know, I don't do TikTok. I ain't got nothing against it. I just ain't caught on to it.
You ain't doing TikTok.
Hey,
Don't do your TikTok dance, man.
Hey, that's about as how long every song is coming out of the industry. 30 seconds long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
all right. You good, Johnny? You got anything to say? You good?
Nope.
All right, man. Once again, you're on the chase and the catch. Until next time, man. I'm your boy Vision, man. Uncut Perspectives, the chase and the catch.
Facts. Who's Tia?
Huh?
Who Tia?